Hello, all.
Hello.
Hello.
You have just missed a riveting conversation about figure skating, how scooters are death traps, and adult Heelys. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, like Lemur had Spy Kid Heelys, and
I
therefore
did.
they are the best person in the room, right?
Yeah, I was just
Therefore.
bragging about the Spy Kids branded Heelys that I had as a child.
Mm, what an icon. What a
Pretty
fashion
fucking
icon.
rad.
Yes.
so if you've ever wondered what we talk about before we open up stream, it's this kind of shit.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, yes. So we are back on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, episode 5, Bridge to the Turnabout, and we are almost fucking done with this, guys.
If
This
we
has
make
to
it.
be it. Like,
If
We've
it's
never
not, I'm
gone
gonna be very surprised.
we've never gone to part 3 of a trial, so
yeah.
this is it. So let's go back to our recap. Dahlia Hawthorne testified that she didn't care about Morgan's plan to make Pearl the new master, but played along with it to kill Maya for revenge on Mia, because, that's what we do. She assumed that Maya ended up killing her while Misty channeled her, then committed suicide, but Mia got Maya to lock herself in the cave and channeled Dahlia after surviving the suicide attempt, and I can't even believe I got the Mia part right. Seriously, I
Yeah.
do need to go buy a lottery ticket after this.
I
Someone
think you
remind me Sunday
should.
morning when I go grocery shopping. Because I'm lame and I'm buying my lottery tickets from the grocery store. I don't even know where you're supposed to buy them from, but
I've only ever gotten them from like convenience stores, so I don't know.
like 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Huh. I would have never even thought to look there, but we have talked about how different 7-Eleven is from what I experienced growing up.
Yes.
Let's see. Then we exorcise Dahlia from Maya's body by calling her out all her failures and roasting her about how she isn't smart enough to be the gaslight gatekeep girl boss she thinks she is. And let me just say that was so
Oh.
satisfying to be on the Mia side.
Yeah. Girl boss.
Godot refuses to end to end Iris's trial until the person who really killed Dahlia as Misty is revealed, and we got the weirdest bit of like foreplay as Mia was in an 8-year-old's body. No, sorry, 9-year-old. Sorry, Pearl. Um, and he'll call Maya as
Gotta
his
get it
last
right.
witness. Iris explained to us why she helped Dahlia, who Diego Armando is, and confessed that she really is the accomplice to covering up the murder, but she won't rat out the real killer. So she's guilty, she's just not guilty of this. We have our Godot coffee counter of 18. This is the first time our counter has actually reached the 17 cups he claims to drink per trial. Damn.
Okay.
Do you ever think about the fact that Carmen from Spy Kids is married to Carlos from Big Time Rush? I don't know.
Now we do. No, just kidding. I love Carlos. I love Big Time Rush. Everyone knows that I'm a rusher. Oh my god. And yes, I think about that sometimes, and then I think about, will there ever be a Spy Kids in the future? But like with Carlos, that'd be great.
Spy Kids was not a
Yeah.
part of my childhood, so I have no idea what you guys are talking about, other than I know that it was a movie, so I knew there was probably Brandon Healy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I put it in the chat, but the thing I think about is the fact that the guy that played Junie is married to Megan Trainor. Like, all about that
Oh my
bass
god.
I didn't
All
is
even know she
about
married
was
that
to
married.
the little brother in Spy Kids.
Holy shit. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I
Megan
mean,
is
we
pretty
keep
like
finding
open
stuff
about
out.
their Megan is pretty open about their physical intimacy, and I tried to
Oh.
ignore it because
Oh
like, ew.
no. Oh no.
Because
I
I
mean,
identified with Carmen, and I don't need to know that about my movie little brother. Like,
I mean, I find out things every day. Like Brenda's song is with Macaulay
I
Culkin,
did
and like
find that
since
one out.
when?
yeah,
And I was like, since when? Like, there's a lot going on. Anyway, Phoenix, right? What a
Basically,
great
celebrities
segue.
are weird. Everyone's married to everyone else. And I still don't know who most of these people are. Let's get
that's
started,
okay.
shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's really loud.
All about that bass. No trouble. Okay, February 10th, 3:36 p.m. to Corcoran number 7. Wow.
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the tests we had performed earlier. I have completely forgotten what tests we were doing, but that's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
the
have
blood
no
test.
idea.
The blood
Oh.
test.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because we needed to know who blood was in the knife.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, Z.
I'm glad someone remembered because I was just going to be here like, okay.
Yeah.
Tests. Even though I just explained it.
Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree that I totally remembered.
Yeah, that. I totally forgot about
Oh
it.
my god, when I'm vibing with Phoenix, this is not a good sign.
Big out. Oh, we're just getting some Spy Kids.
Sorry. This is the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim.
Is that what you guys are texting back and forth?
Yes, it's about Spy Kids.
What the actual fuck?
Hold on.
Your phone is being blown up by Spy Kids Island.
I wish I
In
could
conclusion.
send this back up on stream, but unfortunately I don't have the technology. But let me just say, I can understand that this was part of everyone else's childhood, so it probably makes sense, but as an outsider, what the actual fuck were you all on?
Wait for the new one to
What
come
the
through.
fuck?
What?
Why are they all thumbs?
Why are there thumb people?
What the fuck?
I did not question this as a child.
I did. I definitely questioned it. I still do. Anyway, so what are the results? Was it the victim's blood or,
I'm traumatized, but due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood.
Oh. Well, that changes everything.
That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial.
So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Huh. Then whose was it?
Is it Godot's? Am I right?
Shit.
I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims.
I understand, Your Honor.
From what I've heard. The witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking, so let's finish this quickly.
Maya?
Agreed.
Very well, please bring in the last witness. And the best witness, and our final boss.
The best boss, girl boss witness ever.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Witness, please tell us your name and profession.
Maya Fey. My profession is,
Little badass.
I'm
The
the
badass boss bitch.
I'm the assistant manager at Wright and Company Law Offices. I'm pretty sure I just gave myself a title, but that's okay.
Why didn't you say head spirit medium?
I'm sorry. Why didn't she just say owner?
Right.
What was
owner.
Nick going to do? Tell her no? She's
CEO of Ride and Go. Oh.
like, come on, Maya, you gotta like go big. I see that I got another text message and I'm not looking at it yet.
Yeah.
According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Kurain channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Fae clan. I don't want any more to do with it.
Oh my. Pain the Fae bloodline causes must be unbearable.
Very well. Now then, Miss Faye. Sucks to be you, but we're moving on. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple. And you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Donim's murder. Is this correct? I, I didn't see anything.
What
Straighten
the?
up this instant young lady. What a bitch.
Huh?
Yeah, excuse you.
Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying. Waiter.
But
Oh my god. So rude.
Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. Bitch. We get in trouble for just asking actual questions, and this guy is actually badgering Maya.
I'm sorry. Please remember that Edgeworth literally tried to bring a
Yeah, true.
witness to suicide, and the judge just sat there and went, "Okay, that's legit."
Yeah, true. I try not to think about those times.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to change that fact.
Uh,
But there's something you can do to finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right?
no.
You've seen the witness come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them.
That's kind of rude.
Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen?
So much
Witness,
damn shit.
if you please. Yes, Your Honor. This is not the normal Maya I'm used to playing.
Right. This
She's
is,
always
like,
so
not,
happy-go-lucky. I hate this.
Not happy Maya. This saddy Maya.
Mhm. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been the staff.
Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it?
I'm... I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was.
Maya, think hard.
We are now badgering the witness.
Sorry.
Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't.
Say it was a especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. What is
Yeah,
your
what?
It seems that
This
it will
bitch.
be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination.
Maya, hang in there. And though this bitch up here. She doesn't look well at all.
Alright, let's do our last cross-examination. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened.
Who else was on the inner temple side that night?
Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well.
The day after the incident, Edward met Bikini at Hazakar Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said?
Well, let me think.
She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired.
No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head.
Who did it? Who hit you? I'll beat them up. I'll kill them myself.
Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind.
You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was?
Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry. I just can't remember.
Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do?
What do we want to do, guys?
Well, okay, so for the sake of moving things on, we need a presser.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel bad. You want me to cheat?
Nah, we'll press.
But, come on, Maya, this isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Were you blindfolded?
Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. It was dark, that's it. It was dark? It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime.
Which is why she didn't see her attacker. Thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not.
Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely
Your mom. Spirit that was channeled by Elise Donim, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern.
Oh, what happened afterwards?
Well, Nick, if you'd let me finish, maybe you'd find out. My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape. I think.
You think?
After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling around in my mind at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting.
It's getting the popcorn. So, what were you... sorry. So what were the two things rolling around in your mind?
My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2.
What?
You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was.
Okay.
That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? I think I screamed, "Help me!"
You think you screamed, but you're not sure.
Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. Thank you for sharing. I thought this person
Weird
might
flex,
attack
sir.
me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure that I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope.
1 burger plus 1 burger equals not enough burger. Indeed. Wow, it sounded like poor little Maya was really out of her mind. I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details?
Do we ask her what did she scream? Do we ask her about my last hope? Or do we just wait and see?
Oh, well, we know she screamed, "Help me." So, last hope, I guess?
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff?
What? What do you mean by your last hope?
Oh, no, no. That's what you said. You said, my last hope.
Huh? What? I said what?
Oh my god. Maya, look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see, and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me."
Yeah.
But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope.
Oh. Well, you know, That's like, what do you call it when that happens?
Maya's not doing so well up there. Oh.
Oh, yeah, Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at.
What did you just say?
Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. Ah!
What was it now?
I
Wait,
messed
what?
up.
Wait,
I didn't mean to let that slip out.
wait. Yeah, you did. Huh?
Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person? I am, well, I meant to keep that part a secret. Oh, what have I done?
I'm a bitch. It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond.
Okay.
That's what I always say. Always, I've definitely brought it up before.
A ton of pressure.
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber.
Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern.
A man. Who was this man?
Well, you see, I couldn't see.
You couldn't see. She used this excuse twice now. That's sus.
Well, lantern light isn't very bright. Lantern light, did you say? There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it when an acolyte is there for training. Hey, you know what they say? Under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I could see the person that was further away, but not my attacker, who was closer. Plus, there weren't any other light sources in the garden at the time.
Yeah, wasn't the lantern put out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. It was not lit the night of the crime, according to my evidence. Is that what my, contradiction is?
Yep.
Let's move this along.
So there was a man standing behind your attacker.
Yeah.
That man. He's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Donem. Otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother.
The killer?
Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you?
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony.
Huh? What do you mean? What problem?
Maya, on the night of the crime, the stone lantern was out of commission.
What?
Yeah, it's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night.
No!
Yeah.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, explain this. 19?
19. Hey.
The pureness of milk to the perfect... Wait, add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir.
We haven't had a coffee thing in a while.
Right. I kind of want some. Is that what?
That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait?
Cafe au lait.
Olay.
Like Olay.
Cafe Olay. Is that even legal?
Wait, what? What did the?
I don't know what the
What was he thinking? Did he
Mr.
think
Trite's
like
words.
cocaine?
Who knows?
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Trite's words are the milk, and you are the spoon, Your Honor.
I'm a spoon. I'm no spoony Bart, I'll have you know. And that is one of the most famous lines in gaming, in case anyone wanted to talk about that.
He's the big spoon, I think.
Oh my god. You must have noticed it too, Trite.
The spoony bard.
Mm-hmm. I literally so I was a guest speaker at PAX 2018, and I literally named my translation and localization panel after that line.
Solid.
Spoony bard.
It was great. I don't remember exactly
so
what the full
proud of
title
you.
was.
I'm so proud of you.
This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that.
Sorry, but that's not gonna cut it.
What did you say?
Did I stutter? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick.
May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, I call bullshit. That would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person. Despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker.
No! Order! 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 What in the world does all this mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions?
Objection!
Do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have been? How could she have seen in the dark?
Your, toaster oven.
There was no other light
Close.
source at the scene.
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Wink, wonk, nudge, nudge. Wink. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, trying to cover it for him.
Cover? For the man that killed her mother?
There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is.
Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
You talk a good game, Trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick! Don't! Please stop!
Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. Man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth.
All right, Mr. Wright, you seem determined to ruin some lives today. Time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness? Oh shit, do I actually have to present my crackpot theory?
This bitch right here.
Is it this bitch?
It's
Uh-huh.
this bitch.
Shit, man. I am going out and buying a fucking lottery ticket.
Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yeah?
What? But how do you propose to show us something like that?
Of the lights. It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night.
Conditions?
Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off.
Your Honor, we request control of the light switch. What? This is... But it can't be.
Yeah.
Can we
Aha.
turn it off?
That was a nice bit of deduction. That's right.
Oh, shit. Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Mic drop.
Order, order, order! Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? 20.
20.
Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it?
Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person.
What do you mean by that?
I love Godot, he just doesn't give a he's a honey badger.
You got a question, ask the witness. One of my rules.
Oh my god. Well, Maya, how about it? Please don't lie. I literally just solved this mystery and I feel proud of myself. Well, I mean, not technically me, the person who's playing me right now.
Woo!
With the controller.
We smart.
What you saw that night, ... was the 3 glowing red lights. It's the walking toaster.
Well,
Walking
witness,
toaster man.
answer the question. You're wrong! I never saw that.
Yeah, you did. Maya.
I thought that the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason.
What? What?
Witness. Mr. Wright, what the...
Stop your chattering, Your Honor. What the fuck?
Chattering? 21? This man is just taking them like shots.
Yeah. If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... The killer.
Oh shit.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
Okay.
So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor,
Did you assume their gender?
No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only
No, Your
natural
Honor.
that you would be a little confused. I mean,
That's bullshit, Your Honor.
I mean, like, should she get some leniency because she probably should not be on the stand right now? Yeah. Is she also lying through her teeth? Yeah.
Maybe we need a longer recess.
Yeah. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
Gladly.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor.
So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right?
Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
So then the person that carried you into the inner temple?
It could only have been the killer. That's what I think too.
The killer carried Maya into the inner temple.
By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed.
Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yes, I think so.
But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
It looks like she doesn't have enough. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again.
Okay. The torches were lit, and the body was gone.
The torches were lit?
Yes. That's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed.
I'm gonna say it was the killer who lit the torches? I mean, who else would have?
The killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body?
That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was in the inner temple, Maya.
Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too.
So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It looked really odd.
Oh, because Godot couldn't tell what was the red on the snow, so he had to clean up everything. I got it. I've been trying to figure that out.
The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern.
There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away?
Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victims' blood sprayed on the snow?
Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered.
In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the blood snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount.
That's true. Could have scooped up just a little snow that was stained with blood.
It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue. But I think this will help explain them. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. I did assume his gender.
So you're saying that you never saw the killer, right?
Yes.
But earlier you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on.
Baby.
Give her a burger and she'll talk.
I'm going to assume that we need to press this again.
Naturally, the killer must have done it right.
Yeah, I think so. Blah, blah, blah. Why would... The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did?
Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. What? Hiding it for you? Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden,
She may have thought that you done it.
no, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? Yes, I'm sure of it. Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what happened, except for the fact that he left the Maya written on the bloody lantern.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I assume that is going to be the contradiction here.
They did it for your sake?
Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right? Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out, then it would have been terrible. Oh, wait. About that. Master of Kurain killed by her own daughter. Don't think Maya would have been able to handle it.
But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you? Because he wanted to bone her sister.
Yeah.
Before she died. I assume that the bloody lantern is the contradiction.
Yeah.
Woo! We are on a roll here tonight.
The body of Elise Onim was carried all the way to the Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe that all of this had been done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. Too bad. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh, what would that be?
You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written in blood on the lantern.
Oh shit.
It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern.
Oh shit.
Maya.
Ah.
In blood. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe off the writing off the lantern?
Oh, you're right. Order, order, order. But, Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene?
Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow, then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Woo.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior?
Yeah, the toaster you're wearing.
Yeah, toaster strudel.
I think
Why
that
was
sounded
it-
better in your head.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow? But then leave the bloody writing on the lantern. You think he's so smart? Does he think he's fooling us?
I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it.
Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern? Is it because the killer wrote it? Is it to pin the crime on Maya? Or was it just that the killer didn't notice it?
I didn't notice.
Do you want me to confirm? But I'm saying it's because he didn't notice.
Yeah, I'm gonna like 95% sure.
Yeah.
It's because he didn't notice.
It is.
Your Honor, he blind as fuck. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice.
So I have a question. What color does Godot think that Nick's tie is against his white shirt?
Probably white.
If he
Or
can't...
black.
Yeah, like if he can't see...
Might be black.
I don't know.
See, what confuses
Blue.
me about
Green.
this color blindness for him in general is the fact that, like, red and it would have to be the same hue to disappear for him. You know? Like, they could be two different colors, but it's like, okay. So,
We're trying to make sense in a Phoenix Wright game.
I realized that I had to explain a little bit more what I meant before I got into it. So, like, with color theory, if you turn something black and white, then you can tell, like, if your shading is good, or, like, when you're painting or whatever. So, like, it's really smart when you're working on something to either, you know, like take a picture of it, or if it's digital, convert it to black and white just to make sure that, you know, you're shading. So, but it would have to be the white would have to be the same hue as the blood for him not to see it. That's my problem with this, is he'd still be able to see it, he just wouldn't be able to tell that it was red.
The same hue, I guess.
Or maybe, like, just spitballing here, because I don't know that we've ever heard him talk about any other color either. What if, like, everything that he sees is red?
Yeah, they
So
say
because
the
he
anime
sees...
Godot sees everything through a red filter.
Yeah. Like, isn't it the whole, you know, if you see everything through rose-colored glasses, all the flags look red?
Something like that.
You know. So it's not that he wouldn't see the tie as red, it's that everything would look red.
Yeah.
So maybe everything looks red to him right now.
Yeah.
So see, that's where, like, what I have a hard time with is, like, he would still be able to be, like, he would be able to tell the difference between the darker red, blood-splattered snow versus the regular snow. You would be able to tell the difference between the darker red writing on the lantern. I know I'm applying too much logic to this.
But it is what it is. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
Real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it.
But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that.
It wasn't a normal person.
You're right. There is no way any normal person would.
What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright?
I'm saying...
It was a freak.
It's a freak. Freak of nature. There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether.
And who would that be? Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? How many times do I have to present his goddamn profile?
Godot.
One more
Age,
time.
Lord knows. Mr. Godot. This is what you said yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Okay, see, I forgot about this part. Like, if it literally was just a red filter, but if he's got other, like, sight damage, then I'm gonna let my point go. But if it's just the red filter, that doesn't make sense.
Too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, you know, like, if his eyes weren't super messed up, he wouldn't be wearing the equivalent of a toaster on his face. you can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Godot? Is it? Like, it has to be a miracle if he sees everything through a red filter that any of his outfit hits as hard as it does. Just now put that out there. This man is very fashionable for that.
Yeah.
Like, I follow people on, there's a colorblind creator I follow on TikTok, and she, like, has her friends and family help her. So, like, she's basically got a color palette that all of her clothes are in. Because she can't tell what really, like, and she actually has a filter, like, that basically shows, like, what she sees versus what we see, what, like, people who don't experience color blindness see. So basically all of her clothes go together, so that way she can just pick out her clothes.
Oh, that's
so that
cool.
might be what Godot has.
Nice. Nice. This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like...
Delivery. Sorry.
I would... Thank you. I take pride in that. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented.
This lantern. There's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood. Da, da, da.
Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle.
Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? Can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. During the poisoning case at the Tribune.
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. And somehow spilled coffee on.
There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that smeared all over the apron.
Ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
Everyone's just sort of sitting there like, do we tell him?
You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red.
23?
I think so.
23.
Huh. It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me.
Wouldn't they have appeared black to everyone in a black and white photo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how that works. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them?
So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it?
You're admitting what?
Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern?
Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? The reason why I don't drink red tea...
Okay.
No one knows this. No one gives a shit about your weird factoid you're about to tell us. Could you actually give us a reason? Hold on.
Nope.
I wasn't sure
No.
about it until
No.
now. Can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer.
Nick, you had some dumb bitch hours right there, because we've just presented his profile fucking twice.
But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. I don't like it. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Donim, also known as Miss Misty Faye.
It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. How dare you be colorblind in this courtroom?
Ableism. Ha!
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't fill out the incident in red ink, Gramps.
Oh shit.
Come on. How does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name written there. Doesn't really go far, but he has a point.
I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red.
This is rich. Go on, Trite.
You're gaslighting me. The answer is right there at the crime scene. Oh my god.
Godot, I have a doctor's note that excuses me from this trial.
In the snow.
The snow? How so?
Your Honor, it's so sad that Godot can't even see the red letters on this text that's flying across the screen. Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why just not take out just that area? Can you read just that area? Huh? Huh? It was red.
Yes. Why didn't he take just that area? Ah, could it be?
Yeah, the killer couldn't see the red blood that seeped into the snow. And so he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he just removed the whole area.
Objection!
Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark?
Not a
point.
chance.
The torches got lit, so
If the torches were all lit, he would have been able to see just fine.
It seems that once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Weirdly enough, this isn't the first time that we have sat here and accused the prosecution of murdering someone.
Oh.
Hold it! Wait just a second!
Maya, please stop.
What is it, witness? Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up.
Objection!
Maya.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You can't testify to something like that.
Why? What do you mean? I may not look it, but I'm...
Oh shit.
After the murder happened, you didn't even exist.
She didn't?
What?
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Same. No,
Well, because remember, she was channeling Dahlia.
yeah, I know. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time.
Until just now.
Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, that's right. Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Nope.
No.
Maya. You plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. Means we're going to hear the whole truth. I say we should not silence her.
Huh, nicely done, Trite.
Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling, and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearly was there at the Inner Temple, too. After the incident.
Oh, wow.
Pearly was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around, but she couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
Who is this Pearly?
That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. She is the cutest kid in the entire world.
Nobody heard her.
So, when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
What?
Just say, bitch.
Come on! Pearly would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
It was also not Pearl that you actually talked to there, but we're omitting that fact.
Yeah, shh. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath.
I'm under duress.
Sarcasm.
Huh.
Sarcasm, by the way.
I feel like we need a drinking game for how many times he's laughed at us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
We should get
prosecution.
cups of coffee.
Oh, God.
Prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness.
Mr. Godot?
What? Let's move on to the cross-examination if the defense has no objections.
This is highly unusual, but... Well, Mr. Wright?
Let's get this cross-examination started. Wait.
After the incident. Pearly was also stuck on the inner temple side that night.
So, where did you think Pearl slept that night?
In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training.
But even so, why did she go to the inner temple in the first place?
It seems that Pearl became very worried about Maya.
She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense.
Also supposed to channel Dahlia. But she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Donim.
The next morning, she looked around, but she couldn't find anyone.
She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end.
Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone, and there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times.
Okay, well, the inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and the spare prep room.
And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it.
What is a storage shack? Rose was looking for other people, right? Would she have ever really examined storage shack all that carefully?
Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate.
Oh, really?
So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shacks.
The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room.
Girls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge?
What do you mean?
I was just wondering why she wouldn't stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait for the foot of the bridge.
In the snow?
At the foot of the bridge, sorry.
Oh, well, Pearly said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Poor little girl. All alone like that. Sleeping at the scene of a murder.
Yeah, nice.
What? I agree. Can't believe that we are cross-examining a testimony that we've just admitted is completely hearsay. An inadmissible hearsay. Well, we know that she has at least one friend in the sacred cavern.
Yeah.
Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock.
You couldn't let anyone see her. So she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls.
What happened after the bridge was finally fixed?
That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time.
So it was your first time on the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godot?
That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. Why? We're doing a kangaroo court, I think is the saying.
Yeah, what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those were your words, Your Honor.
Touche, Mr. Wright. Oh, well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godot? 24?
I know, like, I would have pronounced touche correctly, but I just, in my head, I was like, touche.
I said touche.
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 Love it.
Terrible.
Hot nights and even hotter coffee, that's what I always say.
Please forgive me, the people of France.
Sushi. If it hadn't have been for this case, I never would have visited there. I'm almost a 29-year-old lady.
We on that ass, Godot.
Freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass.
Touche is like how Walter says it on Drake and Josh. Yeah, you're right. So he had never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple. Oh, yeah, interesting.
You want to say something, Trite?
Yeah, bitch. In any case, I have found a crack on Godot's armor. Or toaster. Well, I cross-examined Maya, that is.
Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right?
Yes, then Mr. Godot... He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
He cheered her up?
That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot.
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Unless your last name is Faye, he is.
Cut it out. You're making me blush. How would you know?
Does he blush? This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves in more ways than one.
The truth is, there aren't many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with a fine-tooth comb. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own Godot style.
I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way. Judge style.
Oh. He thought that was cool, didn't he?
Maybe I should ask them questions. Phoenix style.
So did Nick. So, do we want to ask about cheering Pearly up or Godot's investigation?
Let's hear what Godot style is.
Godot investigation.
Okay.
You said you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything or cover something up?
I like that we got in trouble for asking Godot questions, and then we just are continuing to do that. I mean, it's correct. We should be doing that, but also, we got
This
in
entire
trouble.
trial is a sham. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite. It is very confusing to me, though. Why? Because he's the one that pushed for us to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's guilty, and he wanted us to find him so.
Well, and if you think about it, he keeps trying to get Maya to tell the truth, so...
Yeah. Yeah. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern.
Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles.
The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall.
Beauty.
Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste.
And we got you, because that was covered in gravy.
Western taste?
Oh, yeah.
Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy?
So from there, you headed for the prep room.
Wait a sec. What did this doe say just now? Think he just,
Phoenix is learning.
I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. Oh, there's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been in the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Donim.
So what's the contradiction in there? Other than, you know, the gravy.
Gravy.
That's when he arrived at the first time. Is it here?
Yes.
Cool. And I assume with the
There's
scroll.
hanging scroll. Yeah.
Objection, bitch.
Mr. Godot? Objection, bitch. The first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll?
But Mr. Godot is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother. Well, it used to.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but there's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
What's that wonderfully delicious smell?
Curry.
Curry. But the 4Kids version is the morning after the crime, someone covered it with 4Kids edit here gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot,
Okay, we're just gonna move past that real quick.
have you really had seen the hanging scroll until after the murder? You didn't have any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye.
Aw, damn bitch.
Wait a minute, Nick.
Yeah?
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look, at the top, there's a crest there.
That's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark,
Then you could guess that it was a picture of Misty Faye on there.
Okay, true, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
oh,
Yeah, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding in the inner temple long before the crime took place. It's kind of creepy if you think about it.
25?
Oh. Jesus.
Someone was liking Misty a little too much. Maybe.
Can I ask you just one little thing, trait?
What is it? Misty?
This whole theory of yours. It all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene.
Of course, Mr. Godot knew about the plan.
Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of the plan? Yeah, it is, because Pearlie's letter was steamed open. Am I correct?
Yep.
Woo! I'm on a roll tonight.
Get that lottery ticket. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future. And these instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these little instructions, they had already been unsealed.
Unsealed?
Yeah. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place in the Inner Temple.
And you still insist this crafty killer is me?
You bet I do. Are you calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther. Anyway.
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out.
Yes, and when was that?
During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone who have learned where they were hidden.
Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center?
Yeah, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot.
I mean, we're just talking shit now. We have no evidence for this. Order, order, order! Mr. Godot, you're under fire again!
This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you! You are the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder.
26?
Jesus, he's just drinking him down.
He knows
Humans
that
are
in prison
afraid.
his supply is going to be limited.
Yeah, probably not as good.
Yeah,
Humans
he's
are
trying to
afraid of
drink
the
as
dark.
much as he can.
And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for always asking, but what the hell does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped. But I can't hear. On a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness?
I mean, if that's what I call a confession, yeah, that's right.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this?
You wanted to bone your sister?
This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. You just upset her. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her.
I thought we were friends.
Wow.
The motive, bitch. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress.
Sure you're not. Oh,
The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural.
Objection. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
I mean, it wasn't that hard, but Maya. Oh God. I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason,
If you just get another cup of coffee, or did you just pick it up?
I think he
I
just picked
think-
it up.
Just
Okay.
picked it up.
Okay, Trite, I'm all ears.
He's capping Your
You're
Honor. Very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger.
What's this?
There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably.
It's
I'm
Mia,
so
correct?
proud of saying.
Yeah,
so
it's
proud
gotta
of
be
saying
me. I'm
that
not even
word.
gonna look. We completely glanced over that, and I am very proud of you.
Yay.
There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, yes, Mia Fey's only sister.
Mia Fey.
You once worked alongside her. Probably had one or two makeout sessions, but that's not my business. That was when you were a defense attorney.
Wait
You
a
can't
second
see the
here.
red text.
Mr. Godot is a defense attorney? Why do you think he's been such a shit prosecutor this entire time?
Right, with Your Honor's piercing intellect. You must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot. His real name is Diego Armando.
And I've always
Isn't that
wondered
right?
if his name comes from the go and the do at the end of his name.
Oh my god.
I could be
You're
wrong,
right.
but I think that's where it comes from.
That would make so much sense, and that's like galaxy brain shit.
The last time someone called me by that name
They died.
was over 6 years ago.
Diego Armando. That name rings a bell.
It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. Case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. In court. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that sucked. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked.
It's my fault! It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself!
Mia, you can't cry yet.
Edgy.
Very edgy.
Oh. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Wow.
That was so edgy.
Hashtag deep.
Dude.
I mean, remember that Mia teaches that to Phoenix in the first game as well.
It's been so long since we played the first game. I really don't remember anything. I was moved by her. The way she put all of her faith in her clients, that pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. He ruined her. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then, one fateful day, Dahlia went to meet with me. Wanted to meet with me. She wanted that. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria.
Oh, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. 26?
27.
27.
A lot.
Too damn much.
Oh boy is gonna fucking just have a heart attack. Even I didn't see it coming. Uh-oh. He's been released. Hi, Maverick! Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee.
Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press.
But you weren't dead at all.
Yeah, Dahlia failed again.
She sucks. No official report ever actually called it a murder. I went into witness protection. I was just in a deep, deep coma.
I see.
My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. Oh god, that sounds so great.
Just want a small coma right now, it's fine.
I would fucking love a small coma. I've had a shit week, y'all. I would love to just be in a coma for a little bit.
Nice. Sick.
That's relatable.
Hashtag relatable. Godot was hashtag relatable.
That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. What?
That's weird, but
That's
okay.
terrible.
Some people's hair turns white just.
Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank the poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open. Can you imagine? That'd be horrifying.
I would be scared. You got the wall virus.
Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee.
That's weird, but okay.
5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? I'm sorry, coffee, it smells fantastic.
Right, but like, who wakes up randomly and okay, never mind.
I'm more concerned that apparently a doctor never had a cup of coffee in the room with him.
Right, for 5 years?
Mhm.
What? That's kind of sus.
And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death.
The woman you loathed?
The fucking... Keep up! The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. The fuck, Your Honor? Ha! Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the
Queen.
end,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
That's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there's only 2 reasons left to live. Real sad. It was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons?
To protect Mia's sister and to annoy the shit out of you. But yeah, the first was Luke, right?
Eh?
I might have been on base.
Me?
2.5 drink as much coffee as exists on the earth.
Yes.
If I hadn't drank that,
coffee drinker.
if I hadn't drank
Line
that
on
stupid
Guinness.
poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. How do you? She could have still died.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I would have wanted her to, but you know. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. He did not. It was your only fault.
I mean, I'd like to
not.
point out that, like, he doesn't have the right to be angry at Nick for this. He does have the right to be angry at Nick for literally covering up his poisoning
Yeah.
inadvertently.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were.
So that's why you became a prosecutor?
The other reason for living, she goes by the name of Maya Fey.
Huh? You mean me?
Maya Fey. You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Crane Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan. Oh, she doesn't have pupils. Something about Morgan Fey was out to get you.
Yeah.
Was planning something.
You almost said Morgan
whatever.
Freeman.
Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it.
Ah yes, Morgan Freeman, my favorite Faye.
My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her.
Morgan Freeman. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center.
I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. Technically, we did. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it.
That makes sense. If Pearls had known the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, never would have helped out.
Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both my accomplices.
Accomplices?
Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Faye. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Faye.
But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years.
Officially, yes.
What? What do you mean officially?
28?
28, yeah, 28.
Yeah, 28. You heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Witness protection.
Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. Said that the Master of the Crane had great authority.
Even without her official position, Misty Face still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always...
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff.
Her staff? The one with the sword in it?
The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use the sword to protect you from Morgan Fay if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
You know how we could have avoided all this if someone had just told Maya and Nick not to go?
And
Right?
Pearls.
Mother,
About the plan. Fuck.
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan.
Oh, that's a good question. Does this mean Edgeworth could have gotten in contact with Maya's mom the whole time?
that's what it sounds like. What a dick.
Oh, shit.
We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight?
Well,
If you like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan. But she never showed up.
she was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Missy Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body.
What? What do you mean? Your Honor, we literally went over this.
If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. How about adults? Let's tell the little girl that she about to kill this little other girl.
I mean, at that point,
Anyway.
it was too late since they couldn't find her.
Yeah. As Master of Terrain, Misty Faye's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to.
What? Is this true?
My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. And that's why I hid myself at the inner temple. Just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne.
No. But damn.
Anyway. That's all I'm going to admit to, right?
Huh?
There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But You're going to have to do the rest yourself. Fucking
Damn.
Oh my god. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey, and I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godot. 29?
29.
well trait. If you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick! Please don't!
Oh, Maya.
I heard the whole thing. From my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too.
That's bullshit. If we get the wrong answer, the judge still declares Iris guilty, even though he just said it had to be Maya or Godot.
Wow. Maya, I know that.
Nick.
But even so, doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, just testify.
Miss Fey, your testimony, please.
This is the final
Oh
testimony.
god, how much more do we have? I am fading fast, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, this is it, but there's also a lot of scrolling that's happening.
Okay,
But it's it. This is it.
do we want to push through?
Alright, final testimony.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Don't bother trying to hide anything because I'll know. Want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. I'm sure you're
We could
right.
speed round it, like just tell you instead of pressing everything.
Sounds good.
I'm ready now, Nick.
Alright, young lady, tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder?
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead, though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness.
These red lights? I thought you said you don't remember seeing them.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Things break, Trite. Even the best of theories.
Hmm.
Who was it that stabbed Misty Fey? It looks like you still can't prove it.
Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me.
Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness.
Alright, so the statement about just at that moment there was a horrible scream, which is the 5th statement. We need a, there's a contradiction there.
Okay.
Press there.
Oh, just press?
What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out?
Yes, that's right.
And then the scream you heard then it was Dahlia Hawthorne.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice.
What? So then that scream came from the killer?
That's gotta be it.
I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it.
And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess.
Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. No, it doesn't.
There's a
It sounds like a
contradiction.
reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder.
There's a contradiction.
I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction.
That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct.
Remember the testimony she just gave before the killer let out a scream? Maya said she already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and stuff had already been plunged into the victim.
Is that right?
Yeah, she couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff.
Had to have been the knife that had the unidentified blood on it.
The
Yep.
knife.
Sorry. If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Trite.
There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as the weapon here.
If Dolly Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer?
A dagger.
The dagger.
The knife. Knife. Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
This dagger was found at the crime scene stuck to a pine tree.
Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me.
Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with a this. It was, and she managed to wound him as well.
Objection.
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. Oh. Oh. Sorry. Probably no, the blood on the
Galaxy?
dagger could have been... No, I read ahead.
Oh,
The victim.
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? As we learned,
No, I
it was
just-
the victim's blood. To be the killer's blood.
You forgot.
Must be the killer's blood.
Sorry.
The killer must have had a wound somewhere in his body.
So you were saying
There's
the
a
blood...
reason why.
What?
There's a reason why he's having an extra hard time seeing.
Ouch. I mean, I guess that would make sense why his lights went out.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
DNA analysis of the blood would have, beyond a doubt, proved it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would have proved it's your blood.
30.
30! Wow, we made it to
Sir,
30.
you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Nice theory, Trite.
Thank you.
Order! Order in the court!
Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test.
Let me ask you something, Trite. Let's just say that it turned out that I, hypothetically, was the killer.
Uh-huh.
Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that?
What? Well, that's why you threw it at a pine tree, so...
Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, it was the one who brought... I was the one who brought the dagger here to the courtroom.
Yes. What does that prove?
Well, If I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it.
It can't be.
In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trite. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Oh, not a chance. Then let's test it.
What?
In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. All right, then, witness, continue your testimony.
Hold it! Wait a minute!
What's the problem?
Oh, I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation.
Maya? What?
This dagger! You said that it wounded the killer.
Yeah, that's right.
But if Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right?
He doesn't have another change of clothes?
Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That'll solve the contradiction pretty easily.
What are you
We're vibing
talking
with Nick,
about?
that's not good.
It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the Inner Temple side got trapped there.
Ah, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the Inner Temple,
Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes.
because remember, Maya's the fucking with the brain cell. I almost just said blood cell, not quite.
The blood cell. She has the blood.
Order in the court. What the witness said is true.
Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him, duh.
But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes, Mr. Wright?
I don't know. Did the judges take a smart pills during the last recess? Oh my god. Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them. He didn't know about this plan for a year.
That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there at night. Jesus. You know how cold it gets. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid.
I love the image that this man is just like naked, committing crimes.
Be naked, commit crimes.
Exactly. Get nude.
Get nude, do crime.
So that's what we've got. I need tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here,
Which probably is somewhere. I don't know where Pearly went.
If Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already.
Okay, well, I'm not Mia. I'm, Phoenix? If Mia Fey were here? I mean...
I have to yell at my dogs. So come on, try. How can you... Or can you do it or not?
Give me just a second. I will be right back. Something is making a weird noise and I live alone. So, entertain people.
Oh, right. Dot. Well, Galaxy Brain.
Sorry, my dogs were barking, so I had to yell at them.
Oh.
Sit down.
Yo, doggo.
Thank you. Good girl.
Yo, doggo.
Yeah, so without cheating, I definitely think, well, I already did. He got hit in the face, which is probably why he's having a harder time seeing things.
Oh. Yeah,
So
our color theory galaxy brain shit cannot array.
well, I still think, like, you know, like, if you actually saw the world through, like, that Red Tid did, but just on top of the fact that he probably, you know, could be missing an eye under there now. Sorry.
So he just became Maximilian Pegasus is what I'm Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not a doctor or anything, but like, if you hypothetically got like slashed, like your eye got slashed in a altercation, wouldn't he require surgery? And don't surgeries usually take, I don't know, a long time to recover from?
Yeah, but also that would be admitting to the there would be questions about why he got hit in the face. You know? It was trying to hide.
So you're saying he didn't go to the hospital and get that checked out?
Yeah, probably not.
What the fuck?
I mean, when would he have had time to?
Godot receives the Millennium Visor and gets a vision to invent a card game so he can resurrect Mia. Oh my god.
Maybe that's what's in his coffee.
Yeah, for real.
How about it,
Totally.
Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? I mean, I had the knife.
The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. My best girl. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it.
Huh, that's good. Fight it to the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the ultimate penalty?
I don't, like,
Ooh,
that looks a lot
nice.
more scary if we had more than, like, 4 hit points.
They're trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Is that a threat? Because it doesn't matter to me. I got the one piece of evidence I need.
It's clearly my attorney's badge.
Sorry, I'm yelling at my dog. Give me a break. You've got nothing right. Ma'am, it is 9
So-
o'clock. You do not need to be outside yelling.
So what do I do at the time like this? Simple. You gotta think outside the box and approach this from a different angle.
Alright then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you've got.
There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger.
But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been
Yeah,
cut
but-
by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain on his clothing.
Nope. There's one place. One place the killer could have hidden his wound.
What did you say? Hidden?
His pants, no. This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid his wound. Yes, the music is apparently BAP.
It's the end of the line. Final stop, Trite. Let's hear what you got. You sit with that. Where is the location where the killer hid his wound?
On
Present Godot's profile.
Yeah.
on your face.
On your face.
I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Trite? What was that just now?
A ghost.
Yeah. It can't be. Now we're hearing inside his head.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. He's living on through him. Ew.
Well, why not me?
You,
Even
David.
as we speak. Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. In your heart.
Right, she got bigger.
Right. This is my stand Mia Faye. Yes, that was a JoJo's reference. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. Boom.
This is like weirdly parallel to the Manfred von Karma case, except for Manfred von Karma didn't just explode.
And he just
Yeah.
did.
Oh.
He just exploded. Game has unused code for me and Phoenix to play their objection voice clips at the same time in this moment.
Oh, that would have been cool.
12:30.
I wish.
Hold on. They're playing really too hard outside now. Oh, I apologize, but I'm more distracted than usual. Just now, I saw her spirit in you. And
He
do
lives
not
in
go back
you.
outside.
Hey, I'm a man.
I never liked you.
Like that?
6 years ago. Finnegan, come here. Like, I'm not gonna listen to you, Mom. You helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison.
Again, this would be valid to be mad at her for, or mad at him for.
Yeah. And then, like, even though he didn't do it on purpose, like, valid.
Hmm.
While I was sleeping, you let Mia die.
Didn't no control over
But
that?
you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer.
Yeah, law school was expensive.
Yeah.
I could never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Godot.
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning.
That I'm an endearing chap?
The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive
It's me.
That's it?
was
yeah.
me.
You yourself?
Himself.
I was the one that failed. I the same one. Sorry, not loaded.
You're good.
Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. He still has that shit-eating grin on his face. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit.
But you saved Maya.
Yeah, that's my plan. That was my plan. Up until just now, anyway.
What do you mean?
Are you listening, Maya?
Are you about to destroy my mental state?
If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
Why don't you talk to her? She's a grown-ass adult
Right.
who can make her own fucking decisions.
Right.
But I didn't do it.
Okay.
I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother. But I closed my eyes to the most important man involved, the judge.
The judge, yeah.
You know why? The real reason?
No. Why?
I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what was left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more.
Damn.
Why I let you walk right into a situation I knew was dangerous. Forgive me.
Yeah, that was shitty. I mean, you're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya.
This is not the situation I thought we were going to be in, with him calling himself a piece of shit and us going, no, you're great.
Yeah.
Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure.
What do you mean by that?
That night in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, a part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye or even the little girl. I still picked up that blade. It was like I was dreaming.
I mean, I'd like to point out, this lady, like, almost killed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point.
Trauma.
Yeah. I was really motivated by the pure desire to protect. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else?
Kill the witch.
Maverick. Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Maverick. Keep your sister out of your mouth. Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now I don't know anything anymore.
All he's seeing is red.
I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one.
You don't say.
Never
I was
guessed.
just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom.
Oh, wow.
You were the only one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Oh, excuse me. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people.
Objection.
In that one moment, I understood everything.
Mr. Godot. Since you saw me and Mia, do you like me now? No.
Not how this works.
I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando.
I said that like 5 minutes ago, but yeah.
Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me.
Oh.
Sir, you might
Oh.
want to see a doctor.
Is he bleeding? Is he crying tears of blood? What is it? This is so edgy.
I mean, I feel like tears would not be going quite that far to the side of his face, but I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah, your wound. It's bleeding. You should probably see a doctor about that.
Huh, did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. But you're bleeding, though! Must be my tears? Oh,
Of
God.
blood?
Tears? Can we still please get a doctor in here?
Wow.
Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando?
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Maverick! Get that out of your mouth.
Shit. That was deep.
Very deep.
Maverick.
This time, it really is all over, isn't it?
Maverick.
Defendant?
Oh my god. Excuse me. If it's me, somebody needs to.
Alright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body in the crime scene is a serious offense in itself.
Oh, damn. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risks and I was willing to cooperate anyway.
Very well.
You're in trouble. You can
Before
sit
I
with me.
hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
I could take her back. Well, there's one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright.
Are you actually going to say it this time, or are you going to leave again?
I want to apologize to you. No, I don't want to apologize to
me?
you,
For
Maverick.
what?
Just happened to be looking at you when I had to read that. For the case 5 years ago, of course.
Oh.
I just
Well,
remembered.
thanks.
Weren't you poisoned by your own lover?
Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. My intestines say otherwise, even though 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was gonna do it. She was planning to kill me.
And believe me, you tried to let her.
Yeah.
All in the name of love. Oh, Maverick.
Listen, I'm an
It's not all
artist.
that
We suffer
surprising.
for our art.
Oh my god.
That's why it's called painting.
The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister. You only met twice. Oh, shit.
We
had
only
to
met
put the roof over us.
twice.
We parent trapped you a few times, it's fine.
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way. It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were,
We were.
Yeah.
oh. Oh.
For those 8 months.
Oh.
The woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Uh-huh. It wasn't Dahlia?
I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny. Oh my god.
Oh my god. You mean... What?
No, that's right.
This is like Ghosts of Girlfriends Past.
I lied to you for 8 months.
Are you breaking up with me?
But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you...
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst?
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? Touch that bullet.
She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place?
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed, and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that it ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Huh? Notice what?
Oh my god, Nick. My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life. Or mine.
Girl, you only knew him for 8 months, and granted, your sister was a piece of work. But you're telling me you were willing to die for this bitch?
Iris? Are you breaking up with me?
Iris, get better taste.
Hey, am I not allowed to have love? What is this?
No. Next question.
Okay.
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed.
Is it because I'm attractive? I have something to say to you, too.
Yes.
Thanks.
We are never, ever, ever getting back to... Okay, you really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. That's why I asked my best friend to go and, defend you and shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Man,
31?
32.
Jesus
actually.
Christ. Where did his blood go? Sir?
Yeah, where's your bloody tears?
They dried up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Seems legit.
He sucked them
Maybe
back
just
up to
blood
his
flow.
eyes. I have no idea.
It's Godot
How many-
logic.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know.
Cups.
Give Chad a minute. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I ever had.
How
Down,
can you
Maverick.
tell the difference? Okay. Anyway.
Don't you think so? Oh, Maverick. Hold on.
Please do.
Just
Oh my.
decided to yeet himself over my.
Ah, yeah. I think you're right. This one didn't land on my head.
I know, for once.
Oh,
I don't know how you
yeah.
tossed a cup of coffee over, but, more power to you.
A toast to our stupidity.
It's fine, I didn't
32
want
plus
one.
Phoenix 1.
The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Donim. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty.
Woo!
Yay.
So, Iris, was I a good boyfriend? Please rate me.
Yeah. Court is now adjourned.
Damn it. Your Honor, I need to know.
No gumshoe to throw confetti.
Oh, maybe there was nothing to celebrate this time.
I mean, Maya's
February
mom
10th
did
was-
die.
Right, 4:51 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. It's too sad to throw confetti today. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was just really was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by his own hand.
Of course, justice was served.
Yeah, whoa. Oh my
Yeah.
god, Mia.
I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant.
But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, like, at all. The man who cared so deeply for you.
I mean, you could have. You just pushed through to the end.
I did, because he told me to.
You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible.
I mean, with that verdict?
I think one day you'll understand too.
I
Phoenix,
don't.
I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me.
So does that mean I get my own video game franchise? Mia.
You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mia?
I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday, Phoenix.
Oh my god. No. And now you're shrunk. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. How the hell does she do that? What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer.
Nick,
Maya, hey.
I guess it's just like my sis said.
Mia, what did she say?
Literally, she said it not that long ago, Nick. That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end.
Oh my god, now I'm crying tears of blood. But
Come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick.
oh, Maya. I mean, you didn't cooperate with me at first, but like, I met. How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your own mother murdered. Ouch! Francisca!
Still a
Oh,
softie as always, Phoenix, right?
Hey,
Back.
bae. Excellent work, right?
Huh?
Why are you back?
Mr. Edgeworth, when did you get back?
Honey, I was in the front row. Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled
Oh,
her
that's
in on
right.
it.
He was in Europe the last time she found out.
Good times. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been helping me. Isn't that a plot twist?
Helping you?
Yeah, if these two hadn't been there in the first day of the trial... The defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day.
Yes, he laid in bed, beautifully shivering with his fever, and with Iris's hood pulled over his head.
Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too.
Francisca? I don't suppose.
I don't suppose.
Aha!
Oh my god.
There's room for me in this group hug, is there?
Oh, Larry!
Larry. What's with the longer than usual face?
I realized something when I was reborn.
He never died.
I realized that Larry was never any use to anyone. Not even once.
That's not true. Right, Nick?
What? You're asking me? I don't want to answer this question.
Well, Nick, is it true? I got a place in this world, right?
Please don't put this on me.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of pressure.
yeah, of course.
I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good.
No. Oh yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? I don't.
Why are you making that face? Heidi?
Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance.
Do you really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well too? Ah!
My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon.
Oh, she's scared.
Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth, something.
Maya is like the final boss. Everyone's scared of her.
Maya is a force of nature, it's fine.
Oh shit. Not even
So
present.
then you'll do it, like you promised? You're gonna something. Ah!
Don't get carried away. Except for the fact that she does, and then he becomes a successful children's book author.
Hmm.
Well, how about that? I guess my painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl is pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh?
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Girls, where could she have gone? I mean, besides the bathroom. Because normally she would have made a beeline for Maya.
Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly!
Here, Pearly.
That's what I thought too.
Good girl!
Ah. Right, while that's going on in the background,
Hey,
you seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. It's kind of charming, actually. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that's happened. Yeah,
To be
I'd
honest,
be traumatized.
I can't understand it either.
Francisca. Oh. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well.
Why do we say this like we've just remembered? We have proceeded to rub her face in it every single time we've met her.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realized something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can.
What do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she.
Okay, I don't know about far more, but
I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya? Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too.
ow! Then tell me, Phoenix Wright, who is Maya Fey being strong for?
Is it Pearly?
It's Whoa. It's definitely Sister Bikini. Let's be
Yeah, there we go.
honest.
She's clearly being strong for Gumshoe. It's fine.
For Gumshoe. Everyone has to be strong for Gumshoe.
Pearl Fay.
Or her ma. The poor kid, after all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. For the good of the Fate clan, I'm sure she believed it in every last word. He thought that she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows that how truly devoted she is to Maya. Moral of the story, adults suck. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Faye's mother was killed and Maya herself was the deepest peril unimaginable. Imagine. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. Doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again.
Oh, hey. So this is where you all were. Wow, looks like we've got quite the bunch here to... Ouch! What was that for, sir?
Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own.
She just wanted to for fun. What's up, Detective Gumshoe?
You know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight.
Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward.
Wow. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant? You don't mean...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Très bien. Where else?
I knew it. We're doomed.
Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal.
Oh god.
Hey, you, crybaby. You're invited too.
Oh, forget about me. Carl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes.
You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Harley, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh?
I'll bet she just went back home. That's all.
I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one has heard from her. This has never happened before.
If she left, she literally left less than 5 minutes ago.
As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. Feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe,
Yeah? What is it, pal?
could you guys go on ahead?
But what about you?
Maya and I will, we'll join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick,
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. You may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and world
Yeah,
for
but
that restaurant.
you're the...
very well, Phoenix, right? We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, babe. Right. We won't.
But-
Bae.
But where should we look? Where could Pearlie have gone?
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to.
Did we just go
Yeah,
2
but I
hours out
can't-
of the city?
Hazakura Temple Bay Gate?
Hazakura Temple?
For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started.
What's this? You're all back again so soon?
Traumatized and really not any better than ever. Sister Bikini.
I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight.
So she's here? Pearly is here?
She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her?
Okay.
Pearly's not
More
here.
gravy. Ah! Maya, the hanging scroll.
Oh! Someone cleaned it off.
It's gotta be pearls. I don't know how she reached, but you know what? Ah!
Mystic Maya! Pearly! Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya? Mystic Maya!
We need a hug.
They all need a hug.
I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother...
That's why you came here?
It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother's gone. But, how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. Huh? My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic
Baby.
Maya.
Oh wait, that's
Bikini, I can't see my screen. Can somebody cover me, please?
Yep.
I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty.
Sister Bikini.
Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Crane, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true, you'll always be with me until the day I die.
Sorry, we had
Your
the bedtime
spirit was
meeting.
with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh?
Huh?
There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? You never take the charm off until the day you die.
That's the Master's talisman.
That thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents.
That's...
A photo? Ah! Mother.
Oh no. It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is what we fight. It's that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defensive attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question.
Warriors.
Aww.
Oh, look at the babe. Oh, did they break it?
Yeah.
Whoops. Even when the battle is over, it runs in the... And the bonds that connect us are severed. We always return to break Mystic Ami's pot. I mean, we always return time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother, too. I learned that from all of them. Wow, how many times is that pot gonna break? Mia broke it first.
I'm pretty sure like, they leave it in the hallway, like, I'm pretty sure that thing has been broken several times.
Oh yeah. Well, shall we get going? Everyone's waiting. It's tradition to break the pot by accident.
There we go.
This is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. With ice cream.
I still can't.
Oh, go on, sweetie.
Oh, sorry. So go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime.
True, Dad.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise.
I know. And I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back. Oh, hee hee hee.
All right. We're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
You know, it's a secret tradition all potential masters must break the urn and at least put it once back together. No. There's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but...
What is it, Nick?
Reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3?
Come on. What do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time, you can train right alongside us.
Huh?
I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you.
Apparently, Sister Bikini talks in the third person occasionally.
Huh? Huh?
It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally. That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right?
Even apparently fall down a burning bridge.
We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time. Right, Nick?
I'm being voluntold to do something. You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
Getting goosebumps too.
Well, then, here goes nothing. Objection!
And with that, we have officially finished the final game in the trilogy. Yay!
That was some great last words. Objection.
I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master of Kurain and the office manager of Wright & Company offices. And I have to be a good big sister to Pearl and to Nick, too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that. Damn, these are going fast.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, really.
Considering what time it is, do we just want to call it and be like, because this is all like callbacks, isn't it? Or is this new stuff, you know?
This is just updates on what, and then there's the illustration at the end.
Okay.
But while we're sitting here, we can talk about what comes next, because I think we finally decided on it last stream, didn't we? Or at the end of last stream, after someone asked and we'd already ended.
Whoops, it happens.
Oh my god! Maggie bought him a new coat!
Oh.
Cute.
That's very cute.
That's so sweet. Are they going out now? I hope they are.
I think they're
Totes.
a confirmed couple in the future.
Oh,
I want to say. I could be wrong.
he deserves that. Honestly, he deserves to have.
They are the unluckiest couple in the world, but they're cute.
They are,
so, you
but
know.
they still cute as hell.
And Adrian Andrews. Anyway, so coming up next, so let's see, tonight is Thursday, so we will possibly have a Sunday stream this weekend, and then coming up on Tuesday, maybe, we'll see if anyone needs to take a break, but if not, we will be moving on to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, so we're gonna stay in the same kind of genre, same kind of idea, but
The Meiji era.
yeah, and I think it's Meiji era. I keep saying Meiji era, so hopefully it is. But I have never stopped to fact check that.
Big ouch.
So yeah, come back. We have already chosen roles. We are going into this one completely blind. I know nothing about it, other than there's Herlock Sholmes and a cat.
I look forward to the cat.
And Lemur has already called the cat, so
Lemur called dibs on that cat.
So
Clearly, it's gonna be the best role.
So we've got 2 games in that series, and then we will. I don't know what we'll do.
Well, I mean, it takes a while to get through.
It does take a while, yeah.
But I think we're safe to, just wing it for now, I guess.
Yeah. Like I am not worried about trying to figure out what to queue up after that. We've got some time. But yeah, so come back for that. We should have a lot of fun with that. Let's see, anything.
Was it confirmed that this lady was a human or a robot? Because I can't tell.
I mean, I don't think that we ever talked. We only had like one conversation with her, which is sad because her character design is like great.
Top notch. Yeah. That's why I was like, is she?
Anyone got any announcements you want to make? While we're just hanging out here, waiting for the end.
Let's go, team! Everyone I like in the Olympics, yay!
There you go. I had no idea that the Olympics had even started, so
No, okay, like no joke. The only way I knew that the Olympics were going on was because I saw a Twitter ad with the Olympics saying tonight at 8 p.m. I'm like, wait, what? Tonight? No way.
Like, where's it even at?
Somewhere in China, I think.
Yeah, it's in Beijing this year.
Okay, I was like, I couldn't remember where, but it's like, I'm pretty sure it's in China because I saw something like, yes, Jackie Chan helped bring the Olympic torch to the wall.
Wait, Jackie Chan did?
Apparently he was part of it. That's according to BuzzFeed, so. No, so I work in marketing, and we got the big email this year because normally around this time we have people that really want to do we've got clients that really want to do Super Bowl and March Madness ads, and it's like, if you don't have a licensed deal with them, you can't do that.
Yeah, we're
gonna get sued. And so we got the big email because it also included the Olympics. So I've been aware.
That makes sense.
Like, we can't do anything unless we get, you want to pay a lot of money to get a license with the NFL or the NBA or the Olympics. We're gonna get sued.
Oh, big ouch.
Yeah.
Damn. I will say I was slightly peeking at the television. Kind of routines going on today in the figure skating because it's the only sport I watch. And I gotta say, there were some bangers. today. Some really good bangers.
Nice.
So I'm probably gonna go back, catch up on that tomorrow or something.
I see.
Ooh.
I was curious because, of course, like, you know, the 2020 Olympics happened in 2021, and I'm surprised, not surprised, that they kept the Winter Olympics in that 2 year.
Mhm.
So, because we just got back-to-back Olympics, because of course we just had our summer last summer.
Yeah.
Or summer last summer.
And there we go.
Oh, look at the big.
Aww.
So this is one big happy family.
A
There's mom and
family.
dad, the sisters, and our
And the dead
weirdo-
people.
and the dead people.
It's Godot dead.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he
as
will
far as I
be.
know, he's never come back, and it with the implication that if you're guilty for murder, you die.
But it means he
yeah.
got reunited with his love.
Exactly. And you know what? He probably got some brownie points for saving her sister. So, you know,
Our-
like maybe they're out banging in heaven. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
definitely dying of
shit.
poison.
Godot
The good
is
final.
a
What?
pretty. No, I will say Godot is like such a tragic character. Damn.
He really is.
Yeah.
Damn, if you really think about his story, real.
I really like Godot. I think he's an interesting character. But there is a large part of the fandom that apparently does not like him for some reason, and I just,
Really?
yeah.
I mean, okay, I can see one thing that would turn people off, which is the whole. He's a little bit, in my eyes, he's a little bit sexist. In
But he
some
definitely
things.
has some shit like that, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like there's worse characters
Hmm.
in this game. So
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah, really.
But aside from that, I don't see like he's really well written,
Hmm.
interesting. I don't think I've seen a character like Godot anywhere, so he's really unique. So
Yeah.
pretty good.
So, yeah, he's apparently not very well liked, and I was very shocked to hear that because he's one of my favorites.
Actually, like low-key, without even going into fandom, I thought he would be the fan favorite.
Apparently
Yeah.
not.
Wow, who is the fan favorite?
I'm
then?
pretty sure
Maya?
Edgeworth is the fan favorite,
I was gonna
Oh.
guess it's gotta be Edgeworth.
It's gotta be Edgy.
which
boy.
is hilarious
He's
because I have
moody.
some issues with Edgeworth.
He's definitely one of my favorites, just because he's snarky.
He did get his own spin-off games. So he's got some extra stuff. His special mechanic, you know, like we had the Magatama, his special mechanic is using logic. That's literally it.
Wow, logic in a Phoenix, right?
Mhm.
What?
And quite honestly, it was possibly the
insane.
hardest mechanic of any of the games I've played. Because his
insane.
logical leaps are not logical whatsoever.
That's crazy. But
So,
I love it.
Yeah, so he got 2 games. Nick and Maya technically got another game with Ace Attorney Professor Layton crossover, which was a fantastic game, and if you have a 3DS, I highly recommend it. So,
What about Apollo?
So Apollo Justice takes place 7 years after these Phoenix Wright games. Apollo Justice is an interesting game, except for the fact that ever since they've just kept adding questions and haven't answered anything. And then they seem to have just given up because now we're back in the Meiji era.
That's how you do.
So I don't know exactly what's going on with Capcom. It's been several years since they've released a new game in the series. But Nick does come back technically as a attorney in later games.
I think we're going through this time period where like everyone's going back in time. So like there's Legends Arceus and now there's this.
Yeah, well, like I think that the issue is that again there's so many questions open that like they need a good like 5 or 6 games to resolve them all. It was not a great idea of how they decide to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I've looked at getting an emulator so that we can play through those games, and I don't know that we'll do it, but it is possibly possible. Again, there's lots of questions. There's some interesting stuff that Nick goes through, because he's part of the games. He's just not the main attorney in them.
For once.
And then we see Edgeworth, in I think just the most recent game. Like they leaned into the gray hair and gave him glasses, like the old man he is. We've seen Maya, we've seen Larry. I don't know that we've seen Franziska again either. I could be wrong on that. We've seen Edgeworth and Franziska as kids, so that was in the Edgeworth game. They were baby. They were very baby. It was very cute. But yeah, so this series does technically go on. We're just gonna go back in the past for our next set, and see how that goes.
Okay.
So it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I want to go to bed. I don't know about the rest of you. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Wash your hands, wear a mask, please get vaccinated, pick up your free COVID tests, and I think pharmacies now have free N95s, or some pharmacies have free N95s from the government. Don't know how that's going because none of the pharmacies near me have them. Like they all have signs up that say they don't have them. So I don't know who got them, but apparently it wasn't us, which is fine. I don't need them. But if that is available to you and you need them, please feel free to contact your local pharmacy, get your COVID test, please get your COVID vaccines. I'm so fucking tired of COVID, y'all. Like, let's just get rid of it.
Yep, same.
So, have a good night, sleep well, and we will probably talk to you this weekend.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye!